Hello, and welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're tackling a pretty universal struggle for language learners, specifically that translation detour.
Oh, right. The detour. It's a tough one.
Yeah, you know the feeling. Someone asks you a question, and instead of just answering, your brain starts this frantic construction project,
You translate the input, draft a response in your native language.
and then trying to translate it back to English.
It is exhausting. And honestly, from a cognitive perspective, it's highly inefficient.
Right.
This translation detour creates a massive cognitive load.
Yeah.
Your brain is burning so much energy just flipping the switch between languages that it has basically zero fuel left for actual fluency.
So the goal of our deep dive today is to bypass that detour entirely. We have a great stack of sources today focused on building a direct highway from thought directly to speech.
And the main strategy here is hacking your daily routine,
Exactly. Our mission is to help you stop translating and start actually thinking in English.
which is key. And it's important to note, this isn't about memorizing a textbook.
No, not at all.
It's about changing how you interact with the environment you are already in. You have to train your brain to react to reality in English.
So getting right into it, tip number one from the sources is labeling your world.
Labeling.
Yeah. It sounds almost too simple to work, but the instruction is to literally look around your room right now and name objects directly. Chair, desk, cup.
People shouldn't underestimate it, though. When you look at a table and instantly think table, instead of the word in your native language, you are cutting out the middleman.
Creating a direct connection.
Exactly. You forge a direct neural link between the visual object and the English concept. If you do that enough times, the English word just becomes the default reflex.
Okay, so labeling static objects is a great warm-up, but the sources suggest the real game changer here is tip number two, narrating your life.
This is where we see the biggest leap in fluency.
It really turns a boring daily routine into a high-intensity practice session. You basically become the narrator of your own movie.
The key here is simplicity. You aren't trying to recite Shakespeare. You're just connecting physical actions to English syntax in real time, using simple I sentences.
So take the morning, I wake up.
Yep.
Instead of groggily planning my day in my native language, I switch my internal monologue. I use those simple sentences. I wake up, I get out of bed.
I make coffee, I drink water.
Hmm.
By doing that, you're grounding the language in physical reality.
You aren't stressing about perfect grammar.
No, you're just describing what is happening. And you can continue this on your commute too. Thoughts like, I walk, the sun is hot, the bus is late. It forces your brain to stay in English mode for 5, maybe 10 minutes at a time.
That sounds great until I hit a pothole.
What do you mean?
Well, say I'm narrating my commute, I see something, and I just have no idea what the English word is. My first instinct is to pull out my phone and open a translation app.
Which is exactly what you shouldn't do. That is the trap.
Right, because if you look up the translation, you just reinforce that dependency on your native language.
So tip number 3 is using images or picture dictionaries.
The source uses a great example for this, a watermelon. If I don't know the word for it, I shouldn't type it into a translator. I should search for a picture of the big green fruit.
Because visuals are universal. If you link the English sound watermelon to the image of the fruit, you bypass your native language entirely. You stay in English mode.
Now, there's one hurdle we haven't touched on yet. Grammar anxiety.
Ah, yes.
Even if I'm just narrating, I walk to the bus, I might get stuck wondering if I'm using the right preposition.
That's where tip number 4 comes in. Chunks. Learning groups of words that always stay together.
Like, go to bed.
Or, how are you? Learning phrases prevents your brain from having the time to translate individual words. When you say, how are you, your brain isn't retrieving 3 separate words and checking the grammar.
It just retrieves one single block of information.
Exactly. It's a lexical bundle. And that frees up the cognitive load we talked about earlier.
So if I learn I get out of bed as a chunk, I don't have to stress about the grammar, I just say the chunk.
Yes. If your brain isn't fighting with grammar, it can focus on actual communication.
All right, let's recap this daily routine strategy. Label your environment to cut the middleman. Narrate your actions with simple sentences. Use images instead of translations, and learn chunks to bypass the grammar panic.
And remember, the brain is a muscle. It needs patience, and it needs exercise. Even if you only do this for 5 minutes a day, that is infinitely better than 0.
So here is our challenge to you. Look away from your screen, pick one object near you right now, and name it in English. Don't translate it, just name it.
It's a great first step.
And as you go about your day, consider this. If language shapes the way we think, how might changing your internal narrator from your native language to English actually change the way you perceive your daily reality?
That is a really profound thing to think about.
Something to mull over on your own. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
See you next time.